This is Molly. You probably can't see her. That's okay. Sometimes I play with her, even when she isn't here. Then afterwards, I tell her all the fun things we did. Molly and I have been friends since we were this high. I don't remember when we became friends, but I want to remember everything. My dad's name is Dick. He's a teacher, and Molly's dad's name is Dave. This is what my dad looks like. My mom's name is Jane, so my mom and dad are like Dick and Jane, like the book. Neat, eh? I asked Mom if that's why she and Dad got married, but she said it was more complicated than that. Only she said, no, sweetheart. Daddy and I got married because we loved each other for lots of reasons, not because of a book. Now, put the cat down. I don't think he likes that when you do that to his head. The cat didn't mind, I asked him. And Molly and I needed a third astronaut. I like going to Molly's house for 3 reasons. The first is because Molly's mom makes real macaroni and cheese. My mom doesn't. My mom says she makes macaroni, but she uses buckwheat noodles and stinky cheese and broccoli. But at Molly's house, we get the real thing. The second reason why Molly's house is fun, Molly's mom and dad have goats. My dad loves the goats. Every time we go there, my dad and Molly's dad go straight to the barn. And they stay out there for hours. Then afterwards, on the drive home, my dad talks and talks and talks and talks about them. Sometimes he talks so much, I fall asleep. Sometimes he talks so much, my mom falls asleep. And sometimes I fall asleep, but then I wake up again. But I pretend I'm still asleep. Hey, hasn't it been great spending all these weekends on Dave and Liz's farm? Honey, I was thinking. Honey, I was wondering. Just say it. Just tell her. Look, when I'm working in the barn with Dave, I feel like I'm really doing something. Like I've had a purpose. Because those animals, they depend on what Dave and I are doing. And teaching doesn't do that for me. I know I've only been doing it for a few years, but it doesn't give me that feeling. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's this feeling. We didn't just buy a house in the country. We bought a farm, and the barn was just sitting there empty. And we all talk about a more natural lifestyle. Well, I think we could do it. I think we could go all the way and farm. Become farmers, become goat farmers. Life is about doing more than what you thought you'd do, more than what you're supposed to do. I know you believe that too. Dave says he knows a lady who's selling her whole herd. I think if we really made a go for it, we could do it. We could really do it. Because, honey, I don't want to be a teacher. There. I said it. Goats? Dick? But the best reason we're going to Molly's house is Molly! Hey, Molly, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you mean you're not going to grow up? Of course you will, silly. Everybody grows up. That's just what happens. You get born. And then you go to school. And then you go to high school and you can babysit and stay up. And then you go to college, and you get a job, and you get married, and you have a family. But you gotta be growing up to do all that. When I grow up, I can do whatever I want. Like, if I decided I wanted the microwave cake baking set on page 73 of the Sears toy catalog, I could just go get it. Like my parents, they decided they wanted to get some goats, so they just got them. My mom says it's more complicated than that. When you're an adult, everything's complicated. You know, I fell in love with you a year before we even met. It was October, my freshman year, the last warm day. I was so homesick. And I stood and I watched this guy and his dog play with a ball on the lawn in front of the Sciences building. Then I couldn't tell who was having more fun, the guy or the dog. You abandoned yourself completely. I mean, most of the guys I knew would have worried about looking like an idiot, but you didn't care. That dog, it trusted you, and that was beautiful. I stood there and I just watched you because you looked so happy. I want you to be that happy. If you really think we can do this, if you really believe that this is what's going to make you happy and me, then let's try it. And it'll just be a few goats, right? Kimberly and Abigail are both wonderful dears. Two of my favorites, you know. And it hurts me to part with them. Especially, and I will be blunt with you, to people whom I feel are not prepared to take on such a tremendous responsibility. However, unfortunate circumstances forced me to sell the whole herd. Ooh, this is your child, yes? And you're planning on having more. Perhaps you should reconsider, intolerable runtling. Goats need your full-time attention and care. They are not a casual pet. But if you insist, I'll give them both to you for $300. Of course, they have papers. But I think you can trust me, since I have raised them both with my own hands, that they are both excellent, well-bred girls, sensitive, manly. Do not go to that pen! You'll have plenty of time to get to know them when you get them to your farm. Trust me, they're healthy. It just breaks my heart. Ah, Jane. Isn't she cute? Hey. Here, go. Here, go, 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 go. Here, go. Here, go, 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 go.